Welcome to Torment Tides of Numenera. Last time on a Sunday, because I am changing my streaming schedule. In the future, I'll stream from on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'll stream from 19:30 to 22 o'clock. 7:30 p.m. until 10. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll stream between 15 and 17:30. You could also say 3 and 5:30 o'clock. That's what I'm planning, and that's why this is the last Torment Tides of Numenera stream on Sunday, which I think will only help the stream and will help me because, 10 o'clock, mic check, 10 o'clock, mic check, Great mic check. 10 o'clock isn't really that early, but it's still too early. Hello, Shiroxy! Don't you think so? 10 o'clock on a Sunday is quite early. I thought in the beginning I might be able to catch some viewers that just waking up and having breakfast and think, well, why not? Just let's watch Feuerglatze play Torment Tides of Numenera. See you soon. But this didn't really work out. Was das Leben? Water is life. Let's begin. Let's begin the game. Let's make myself small. Yes. I have a after right in the middle of my lower lip. I could show you, but they are disgusting, so I will not show you. I stopped this game last time talking to Sir Arthour, the expert about the Numenera and about what Numenera really means and is. Sound, is that normal? It seems like it. And there are many more options that we can talk about with him. Many more topics, so we will do that in just now. We will do that. But maybe we should wait for Shiroxy. I don't know. So Arthour, he gives some background information, so it's just for people that are interested in that. I don't know if Shiroxy is that kind of people. What the hell? I will ask him. Some questions about Numenera again. We asked all of these. But we haven't asked anything about the world. Of course, ask me anything you like. I've traveled all over the Ninth World, throughout the Steadfast and the Beyond. I even know a little about this part of the world, the so-called Beyond the Beyond. I've met explorers of all kinds and listened to countless stories. So, what is it you would like to know? The Steadfast. Much, my friend, much. Too much, in fact. The Steadfast is a collection of kingdoms and principalities far west of here, all the way at the end of the continent. Oh no. He blows smoke from his mouth and forms into a purple ball and drops to, and then through, the floor. It is where the Order of Truth holds sway more than anywhere else. There are several different kingdoms along with scattered villages and aldeias, but they all swear fealty to the Ember Pope and his Aeon priests. The Order requires nobles of the Steadfast to fight against the Gaeans, supposedly a cult to the north. I've never been there myself, so I don't know the truth, but it sounds like a waste of lives and resources if you ask me. That's why I keep my laboratory in the southern reaches, as far from the conflict as possible. Granted, the Order did ask me to leave after several incidents, but I was planning on moving anyway. What can you tell me about the Beyond? A wilderness between the Steadfast and here. Highly dangerous. His words seem meant to frighten, but he has an excited glimmer in his eyes. Some of the most interesting caves and villages can be found there. I found one village whose people hovered a meter off the ground from birth to death. The villagers of another world tell you the exact method of your future death. I can't say how accurate they were, though several of my assistants tendered their resignations. Further out is the realm of the most deadly creatures, landscapes, and weather. Oh yes, the land and weather itself will rip you apart in several locations in the beyond. You've heard of the Iron Ring? It is but one of the cruel rulers of that land, though perhaps the most infamous. A cloud of invisible machines altering the physical structure of anything and anyone it touches. He grins widely as he brings his cup to his lips. Truly terrible. What's about Beyond the Beyond? You're in it, friend. They call it the Saga's Protectorate, or at least this portion of it. There's Saga's Cliffs and the Bloom nearby. I've heard of places like Haref and Rajolios far to the east. I'm most interested to explore this Valley of Dead Heroes I've heard so much about. A place to inter the dead? Bound to be some very interesting relics in a place like that. In truth, I am only a recent arrival to this place myself. You would do better speaking with the locals. Again. And again. What can you tell me about different kinds of explorers? Brave and intrepid souls, my friend. Explorers come in all shapes and packages, but I think you will find that most people prefer to label the bravest explorers as glaives, nanos, or jacks. Glaives are the elite warriors of the world. Nanos are those who study the Numenera using it to perform powerful esoteries. He taps a yellowish ash from his pipe. Jack is something of a catch-all term. They're mostly pragmatic folk who know a little fighting and a little Numenera. Jacks of all trades, as it were. But explorers of any stripe are useful to have around, especially if you're expecting trouble. Again? And why do they call this the ninth world? An interesting question. He takes a preparatory swig from his cup. As we do. Hallo, Hex! Moin, moin! Wassers Leben, der geht auf dich. Immer beautiful, dich zu sehen. Als, glaube ich, zweiter Outside-Zuschauer damals auf Mixer, den ich nicht vorher kannte. Vielleicht sogar der erste. Ich bin mir nicht ganz sicher. Du oder Lehari. Hallo. Wie du vielleicht gemerkt hast, ist das hier mein einziger englischer Stream, aber du kannst auch Deutsch schreiben, ist überhaupt kein Problem. Ich antworte dann trotzdem auf Deutsch oder Englisch, wie du willst, alles in Ordnung. Und ich habe meinen Streamingplan geändert, falls du das noch nicht mitbekommen hast. In Zukunft Montag und Mittwoch von 19 bis 22 Uhr, von 19:30 Uhr bis 22 Uhr und Dienstag und Donnerstag von 15 bis 17:30 Uhr. Ein paar mehr Tage, ein paar bisschen jeweils eine halbe Stunde kürzer, insgesamt ja eine Stunde länger und nicht mehr am Wochenende. Und nicht mehr so früh wie 10 Uhr. Great. An interesting question. Why do they call this the ninth world? In gleicher Hex werde ich dir vielleicht noch kurz zusammenfassen, worum es hier überhaupt geht. One would think it is because 8 worlds came before us, but even a cursory study of the Numenera reveals far too much breadth and variation for there to have been a mere 8 prior worlds that created it all. One then might ask what qualifies as a world. We could say the first through 8th worlds are defined as the most powerful or influential civilizations of their eras, but even that falls under the most basic reasoning. If the previous 8 worlds were referred to were the greatest of the ancients, then what qualifies this world, when we cannot even understand the most basic theories governing a time augur to be the ninth? The truth, I'm afraid, is that we call this the ninth world simply because that is what we have decided to call it. No more and no less. Again. You think it's too early? It might be, you're right, but Sunday at 10 o'clock is also pretty early. And in my statistics that I could see on my stream summaries, Sunday really is the weakest day of all, and most people aren't even awake at 10 o'clock on a Sunday. And I thought that maybe from 15 to 17:30, there might be some people that come back from work and then decide to watch Twitch, or some students, some pupils that come back and decide to watch Twitch before they do their homework. And so it's an experiment. I will do this experiment now then quite a while, but well, we'll see. Also, I mean the evening streams, the two are still there, and there's still 2 evening streams just half an hour later. So I thought nobody loses. You missed the experiment? And the only experiment I've talked about was, welcome back, was my streaming schedule. But we haven't experimented here in this game so far. I've only talked to Sir Arthour, who tells us more about the Ninth World and the Numenera and all what is going on here. And we're now finished with that. I'd like to ask something else, but we have asked all of this. Now, for you also, Mondays and Wednesdays from 19:30 to 22 o'clock. It sounds weird when you say 22 o'clock while you mostly hear 10 o'clock p.m., but still, I like the 24-hour clock system and I stick by it. And so, Monday, Wednesday from 19:30, so half an hour later now, until 22 o'clock, and Tuesday and Thursday from 15 to 17:30. This way, I am done when Cutie Cat gets back from work, and maybe I can prepare some food or something. And also, maybe some people get back from work during this time. I know my father does, although he doesn't watch my streams, but I know there are people with this kind of working schedule. Or some pupils or students come back from their whatever it is they are doing and might want to watch. So yes, this is the new experimental streaming schedule. So no Friday to Sunday anymore. No Friday to Sunday. No stream on the weekends. Hello, and Q without he. Ooh, 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 yeah. And Cute Without E, Shoroxy has seen my schedule already because it's pinned on Twitter. That's all I wanted to know. So, Hex, are you still there? If you are, I greet all my guests this way. But of course, you even more. I greet you even more. Yes, he's still there. So, Hex, this is Torment of Numenera. We are the last cast-off. What ist the last cast-off? The last cast-off ist a shell, a husk. Ich kann es auch auf Deutsch machen. Der last cast-off ist quasi eine Hülle des Changing Guard, der irgendwie durch die Ninth World hier spaziert und pretty much unsterblich ist. Und immer wenn er ist aber unsterblich, indem er immer seinen Körper austauscht. Und immer wenn er einen Körper verlässt, hinterlässt er den vorherigen. Und in diesen kommt so ein neues Bewusstsein, eine neue Seele irgendwie rein. Und wir sind eine solche. Das heißt, wir erinnern uns bruchstückhaft an die Sachen vom Changing Guard und sind aber hauptsächlich in dem Spiel auf der Suche wer wir sind und wieso The Sorrow uns jagt. Das ist eigentlich quasi ein Monster. Einfach so ein böses Monster, das jagt uns und da wollen wir weg. Wir sind auch ziemlich unsterblich. Manche Sachen können uns töten, aber nicht viele. Das Spiel fängt so an, dass wir aus irgendeiner hohen Höhe runtergefallen sind in die Resonance Chamber und dabei das Ding kaputt gemacht haben, was uns reparieren könnte, damit wir wieder alles wissen, was mit uns geschehen ist. Und um das zu reparieren, suchen wir eine Person, die das reparieren kann. Es gibt noch andere Cast-Offs und die wissen vielleicht von dieser Person und auf der Suche sind wir gerade. Ansonsten, die Stadt heißt Zagus Cliffs. Wir haben 3 Companions. Allegorn, Tibur und Aratus. Er ist ein romantischer, Don Quixote-artiger Kämpfer. Er ist einfach der Rogue with a Smile, der alle Ladies verführt. Und auch Boys. Oder Men, eher gesagt. Und Allegorn ist der abgehärtete, traurige, grummige Nano mit einem Herz aus Gold. Ja, Hex. Das ist. Und genau, die Welt spielt 1 Milliarde Jahre in der Zukunft. Das heißt, alles, was irgendwie. Es ist einfach total weird, alles. Technologie hat. Es gab schon so viele Zivilisationen, Technologie hat so viel ermöglicht. Wir verstehen jetzt in unserer Ära die ganzen Technologien, die vorher kamen, überhaupt nicht. Für uns ist es Magie. Das ist Numenera und Torment halt zu Numenera. Okay, Shiroxy. The thing is, I thought that too, but first of all, some of my regular viewers said that they are less inclined to watch a stream on the weekends, Convelocity, for example. And also when I looked at the statistics of Twitch, and there are some more viewers on weekends, but there are even more streamers on the weekends. So the competition is harder, and also this way for in my current job situation, it doesn't really matter if I work on the weekends or on the week, or if I stream on the weekends or the weekdays, but still then the weekends are free, which is also kind of nice. But Shiroxy, it's just an experiment. We will see. I think we will keep it up, I don't know, maybe half a year, and then we'll reevaluate how this went. Okay. Second is over. So funny, so funny. Oof, this will take a while, Hex. I don't even own the game, and as it's a new game, it's still pretty expensive, and I only buy games that are at a discount of at least 70%, and that are at a max, I don't know, maybe 10 euros expensiveness. And so Solasta will, in some years, I would say, Hex, sorry. Of course, you can gift it to me and wish that game via the Flämmchen, and I will play it. But I think that's an asshole way to do it, so I will not suggest it. Oof. Yes, and the wishing is open. What? Hex, then you know exactly. This is the unofficial, how do you say that? The spiritual successor of Planescape Torment. It's in another world, but it's made by many of the original developers, and also the style and the gameplay and the story, it's all very, very similar. And Dawn stuff. Yay! Q without E. Cool. This didn't take long. I hope, Hex, you will enjoy it. Planescape Torment. I will say that it's still my favorite game. I played it very recently to see if it really, if it still holds up.
All right.
And it does. And I also, just for you, Q without E, and no, what? For all you other people out there that might want to wish a game, wish there's an request. That's game request. Then, if any one of you wants to request a game, it's still open. You can. I did it this way now that you can always request a game with your Flämmchen, and then I will choose the one that I want to play then, and I will kick the others out. So this way, it's not first come, first serve, and all the other people are there and think, why not me? And the cool thing is that if you are in this request queue, so if you made the request, you can still get your Flämmchen back if I decide that I don't want to play it. So, now, we are in the Fifth Eye Tavern and have talked to Sir Arthour.
Too many people.
I feel you, bro. We have talked to many people. But now, we will talk to these three. These are cool people. So let's talk to them. Ziobe. This woman's face seems timeless, neither old nor young, unblemished but somehow not perfect. Her dark and wavy hair floats like a cloud to her shoulders. When she speaks, her voice is musical, almost artificial. I'm Ziobe, and you are? She concentrates, fingers pressed to her temples. When her table mates start smiling, she pulls them away. I'm not actually a mind reader like these two, just a joker. Can you answer my question seriously? Was this in a bundle, Hex? Because this sounds like one of the best bundles I've ever seen. I know that Fanatical sometimes does bundles with Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, and Planescape Torment, but Divinity and Pathfinder... this would be a first for them to be in the same bundle. But yeah, I recently finished Baldur's Gate 1, and I can say also about Baldur's Gate 1, I can say it's also a very great game and up to par with Planescape Torment, in my opinion. The gameplay is, so the fights are way cooler. You can do many more things in Baldur's Gate. But the story it's also a very good story, but of course not as good as Planescape Torment. I see that, Shiroxy. This is so weird. Every time I click on a game that Steam recommends to me, I always see one friend wants this game. One of your friends wants this game. It's always you, Shiroxy. Always. And it's... Is there a game on Steam that you don't want to have? And how much time did it take to go through all these games and click on put on wish list? Is it that you just see the screenshot and think, ooh, want? Or do you read the description and maybe read some reviews first and then decide, is it really for me? Or is it more of an impulse reaction? Yeah, 50% of Steam is on Shiroxy's wishlist. Yeah, I think this would be true. Yes, which one, Shiroxy? Or which ones? Are both games, the first and the second one? Not a bad deal. Seriously, not a bad deal. Because for Ultimate Super Complete Gold editions, I sometimes pay 10 euros. Yeah, Shiroxy, I understand that. I sometimes do it this way as well. But then I see games on my wishlist where I think, what? Really? Feuerglatze? What? Why did you think that you would like this game? And so I'm trying at least to, I don't know, read a review first and then decide if I want to put this game on my wish list, because I already have too many games And it's really I had a time. There was a time where I bought, I don't know, maybe 10 games in bundles in a month. Maybe in the course of a year. Yeah. But I'm trying to I'm staying abstinent now. I'm trying not to buy any more games that I really don't need to have. Or if they're really, really cheap, I will still buy them. But hey. And if they're in the bundle, I might still buy them. But hey. Also, in the bundle, you can sometimes sell or gift these games that you don't want to have on steamgifts.com, which is also good. Yeah, this is Shiroxy. This is exactly what I'm doing sometimes as well. I have them on my wish list. Then they are suggested to me that you can buy them now, and then I think, 90%. If 90% discount isn't still enough for me to persuade me to buy this game, then I don't need it on my wish list. This is what I do now as well. A time at Porsche. I think I have that. Maybe you can request it for the stream. What do you mean still incredibly anxious? Was there an incident that persuaded you to not spend money? Or only because, well, you're not rich? Little Nightmares for free. This, Hex, is a very good tip. Little Nightmares, I streamed Little Nightmares, and I can, on Steam, you can get Little Nightmares 1 now for free. I was thinking about posting this on Twitter as well, because it's great, and it's a cool game. So, if any one of you wants to have Little Nightmares, get it on Steam. So, Ziobe. This is a butthole answer. So you have no, as you know, Shiroxy and Kid Without E, you can suggest or choose what I should say, but I think this conversation doesn't really mean anything, so I will just do it. And Hex, of course, you can also decide about which option I should pick. So you're not going to guess who I am. So you have no mental powers? Oh, I do. But they extend in other directions. She cocks an eyebrow and her glass rises from the table to her mouth. She sips daintily and the glass descends to the table. Tell me, are you from the area? A small hamlet, slightly isolated, but still within the broader Sargus Protectorate, somewhere near Arvin Wood, perhaps? I don't know where I'm from. I know these are cool people, so I'm true to them. What? How is it that you know the language here? You must be particularly observant. Your voice, your inflections, your mannerisms. They speak of someone whose upbringing was based on an older version of the Sargus dialect. That suggests an isolated aldea or enclave of some sort. Can you tell me more about yourself? Aye. I am Ziobe. I hail from the western reaches of the Clock of Kala near Mathunis. She bows her head modestly. I have had the opportunity to serve with my fellows here in a number of disturbances, though, if you wish to hear more about those conflicts, you must speak with Dhama. I am their support, their backup, and if need be, their physical offense. More about yourself? What's going on with this place? It's the fifth eye. It's where the psychics and psionics of Sargus Cliffs have been coming for generations to protect ourselves from the noise of the city. Life is easier when you're among friendly people, those of your own kind. Ha 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 ha. Though not everyone He is technically one of us. Some of the people you see here are manifestations of our minds. Some of them were called here by our minds. Some have come from other dimensions even. She leans back, tapping a finger on her lips. I have a challenge for you. One of the 5 of us who own this bar is a projection. Talk to the other veterans of the psychic wars and see if you can figure out which of us is the projection. You can ask each of us only once, so make your questioning count. Oof, oof. Ooh, what's happening? Because half a year ago I got panic attacks whenever I tried. Oof. Oof, I didn't know about that. But I can't even understand how this happens. I mean, it's such a final decision. Not that I would have a panic attack, but it's very stressful to other people too. Not that I'm saying it's the same thing. I don't get it. I'm using Bluetooth headset now, and yesterday it worked fine. Now it isn't smooth at all. Oh no! Yes, I would also think that you would have told us. You told us about panic attacks, but I don't know if you, maybe the trigger wasn't that obvious, that buying something is the panic attack. I don't remember. This might be the case as well. You and your technical gadgets, Shiroxy. What can we do about that? Well, you can turn on the speakers or put other headphones in. Damn. I always hate it when technology doesn't work. Are you the psychic projection? Me? No, indeed. In fact, I'm projecting him now. It's my power that makes the projection possible. If I were you, I'd focus on physicality. Best of luck. The blaster. Yes. May the wind carry you. All right, Theboros. The man is old and strong. His face lined with years of brutal experience. His face is aquiline. Aquiline? I think it's fox-like, but I'm not sure. His nose sharp. He wears a broad-brimmed hat and his voice is a low rasp. I always like low rasp because they don't hurt the voice at all. I'm Theboros. Tell me your story. Make it a good one. This is a good story. He watches you intently as you speak, and when you finish, he nods sharply. You're telling the truth. A lot of people embellish or they lie outright, try to pretend they are more than they are so people will remember them as giants. More often than not, they just end up looking ridiculous. He pats you on the shoulder. You've given me a rare treat. Thanks. So, what do you want? Can't help you with your chamber, but maybe there's something else? Low rasps. It sounds totally manly, I know. You two, Q without E, have a great Sunday, have a better head, and see you then. Bye. Mwah. But does evening still stand? If you're still there, can you anticipate that? To all the others, we have a pen and paper round this evening. If we can have it. Why is the music in this game so silent? I think she's gone. Okay. Tell me more about yourself. I'm the brains of this operation. He gestures with a lazy hand around the table. Without me, they lose the thread of their thoughts and spend all their time wandering in dreams. I'm just trying to get away from your nagging. He tips his friend a wink. It's that nagging that sharpens my word, Dhama. Though I admit that my words are probably getting duller every second I spend talking to you. He turns back to you. Let's call me a warrior of language. Words are my weapons and my treasures. They might be pretty sounds to you, but to me, they're the tooth that pry open your imagination and leave you vulnerable to my friends here. I build pictures, set the scenes, and create mazes in your mind. He takes a careful sip of his drink. I'm also the last person in the world to know the lost words of Kra. He closes his eyes tightly, and when he opens them again, you see worms of light dancing in his eyes. They are gone again with his next blink. They are a weaponized meme, a thought that sticks in your head, a tune you can't get rid of, a saying that echoes in your mind until it drives you mad and melts your brain. She lays a hand on his arm. You don't have to talk about this, Theboros. She turns to you. It's eating away at him. He has it compartmentalized, but he says that he can feel it burning away at his mind. I feel the power in you. Can you help him? Maybe. Any stories about the others in this bar? I can. Maybe this is the low rasp. I can, but I won't. Talk to them yourself. They all have a piece of wisdom that they carry in themselves, and I won't dishonor them by telling their stories for them. He scratches under the brim of his hat. I can eulogize them, but every story would start like, he is a warrior, selfless and self-absorbed, knowing about themselves so they can help the world. But they are all more than that. See if you can get him from a different perspective than me. Anything about this place? Ask Dhama. Ask Leto. Ask Ziobe or Feria. Guy, just drink here. How about yourself? And what can you tell me about the words of Kra? His long face grows more somber, if that's possible. Those words were the ruin of an ancient civilization. I had this story from a dying Navagene before I wrested the last word from its mind. It goes like this. The scholars of that age had found deep truths about the world, and they stumbled across these words. They wrote the knowledge down and sealed the words away with the strongest warnings they could find. And then they killed themselves so that they wouldn't infect their kind. The problem was, they didn't count on their writings sticking through the ages. Some skiss-brained fool ignored the warnings on the bindings, read the words, and spilled them out into the civilization that had grown up in that spot over the millennia. 8 rulers of Kra, 8 words, and a continent-spanning empire fell. Its people bleeding from their eyes with hatred in their hearts. Survivors tried the scholar who'd released the words, buried him in stone. The words were lost again. A Navagene, a hero, found the imprisoned scholar. He tried to wipe away the knowledge he'd spoken and removed him from the world. Had the Navagene stuck there, it would have seen the dust itself rewriting the words of Kra on the floor in the wind. He bows his head, but it was too late. The words had infested his mind. I found the words, I burned them from the world, trapped them in a maze in my mind, and they are near the exit. Oh. Oh, something's happening here. Not much more than I already have. Even talking about a weaponized meme is dangerous. Brings it closer to the surface, you know. Like when you get a tune stuck in your head. And you can't stop humming it. Can't stop. He snaps his mouth shut and rolls his eyes back into his head. Sweat beats on his brow. At last he releases his breath in an explosive gasp. Almost got away from me there. Measures and countermeasures work. Rational thinking, but it's hard. Okay. What are you going to do about it? Well, I could always kill myself. Honestly, I don't think anyone else could carry it, and the alternatives are too horrific to bear. He tilts his glass toward them. I love my colleagues here, but can they handle the words of Gra? I don't think so. Right now, I've got them locked into a mental construct no one has ever the slightest idea how to build. Has even the slightest idea how to build. I do have a space in my mind, and I can contain the words of Kra there. I do have the space. It's labyrinth. He leans back and crosses his arms. Really? And how is that you're a better custodian for the words of Kra than I am? I'm more than strong enough. I'm more than strong enough. Oh, only I can persuade him? I thought Tyver could help out. Shit. Okay. Let's try. Success! He focuses on you, and you feel something like the skittering of spiders across your mind. They plunge inside, and suddenly you sense his presence in the labyrinth, and you can feel his mind recoil. He snaps his eyes back to yours. Yes, I think you'd be an excellent vessel. Do not use the word. Keep it contained, you hear me? He leans forward and whispers the word into your ear. What's happening there? It's a beautiful word, and you feel your tongue curling to shape it aloud. Theboros claps his hand across your mouth, his eyes tight on yours, and with his mind he drags the knowledge of the word into the labyrinth, into a disused corner, and he seals it with an image of steel, glass, and dark infinites of space. Infinities. He leans back, panting. Ziobe. Yes? I need a piece of my mind cauterized here. He touches his hands to her temples and she to his, and they lean forward, their foreheads touching. You see a flare of light and he cries out in pain, but he doesn't let go. When they release their hold on each other, you see a small smoking hole in his forehead. I couldn't take the chance it would leave a trace of itself in there. It's gone from me. It's your responsibility now. Well, Ziobe said that we should focus on physicality, and he seems pretty physical to me. Now, especially, but still I will ask him. Are you the psychic projection? A psychic projection? That's an interesting word. Way to word it, Z. He tilts his head towards Ziobe. Couldn't you say that we're all psychic projections in one way or another? He leans in. Put it this way. Are you always how I picture you? Does your behavior change based on my thoughts? You mean Tides of Numenera? I think because some people... because, to be frank, there isn't that much gameplay apart from talking to people and interacting with stuff. There's no really... There's some fighting if you want to have the fights, but it's also not like... It's not especially... I think the fights are still fun, but there are ways to make them even better. And that's the first thing that I think many people dislike about Torment. Also, people that backed it or that thought they would... Some people are just disappointed, I think, because there were some things, maybe, that were talked about during the Kickstarter campaign that haven't made it into the final game. But I don't know what these things were, and I just backed it because I heard spiritual successor to Torment, to Planescape Torment, and then I thought, and then I saw who was working on it, and then they had my money, just like that. You see? Yes, I think I fought only one stream. It was, yes, the stream where we, and you don't know it because maybe you weren't there, during that stream we got into the, we completed a job for one of the Aeon priests. And during this, there some fighting we did. And yeah, I can see why this game isn't for everyone. Yes, but I like it very much. Depending on that image anyway, I might change my behavior to improve your opinion. That's what I think. So you're influenced by my thoughts, but are my thoughts the whole of you? If they are, then you're my imagination, and the converse. You'd say we're one consciousness subjectively experiencing itself. That means we're all each other's and our own psychic projections. He takes a slow, reflective breath. But we're also autonomous, eh? At least to some degree. You exist when I'm not paying attention to you. Pretty sure I've no need to imagine someone like you. You might as well say that we're all interconnected at a fundamental level, that our thoughts and actions have effects on each other. It might not be reality, that is the truth, but we each have a perception of a truth. It's a guiding star that we use to live our lives. It's not reality for everyone, but it's reality for us. It's our story. Dhama of the Bloom rolls his eyes. Oh no. Ziobe, Theboros is getting started again. Hush you. I'm lecturing. It turns back to you. Meaning me. Even if we don't understand reality, we understand stories. So maybe our best gauge for how we experience each other is through the stories we know and the words we use when we tell these stories. Ha ha ha. What I'm really telling you is that I'm not Ziobe's projection. Maybe learn some of our tales and you'll get to the truth. A truth, anyway. Farewell. And to you, I suppose. Alrighty, Dhama of the Bloom. My back. The wispy mustache of this pudgy, middle-aged man would be almost comical if it weren't for his deep and despairing eyes. They are the eyes of a man who has passed through the gates of alien hells and returned. Though not necessarily whole. Excuse me for barping right into your ear. I hope, Shiroxy, your Bluetooth headphones didn't work at this second. His fingers, tightly wrapped around some fine glassware, are strong and slim. A musician's fingers, or a strangler's. Before you open your mouth to speak, he says, what is that place on your head? It's a labyrinth. A labyrinth. He raises an eyebrow and leans back in his seat. That's a novel construction. He starts ticking items off his fingers. I've seen people construct psychic fortresses, cathedrals, graveyards, hellscapes, and vortices from which no life escapes. All dramatic places, all powerful and all forbidding. But a labyrinth? Well, that's a whole different construction. That speaks to cunning and guile. Do you mind if I take a quick look? Seems like a strange thing to carry and not know anything about. His voice is polished and clean, friendly but intent. This is the effect in the Fifth Eye Tavern. This is not your monitor, and this sometimes happens when we are in here. It always gets a little schwammig, yes. Um, go ahead. My thanks. Though it's not often the wisest choice to let strangers enter your mind. I'll not do you any harm. Might help even. He smiles to take the sting out of his words. Ready? He breathes in, and suddenly you feel you are a mote tucked inside a gigantic prism, with eyes peering in at you from all around. You are held tightly in an enormous fist. You are a flimsy piece of glass held up to the light. Yet somehow it is not utterly terrifying. His words come to you as if from a distance. The shared space, such depths, such twists. It builds itself around your experiences, around those who share it with you. Shared spaces are occasionally dangerous, so I sharpened a part of your mind. His voice draws closer and the pressure eases. I didn't probe deeply, but this would be an excellent battleground. If you lured a foe to you, you could trap it within your mind. You could destroy it. Oh, introductions, yes. Permanently one intellect pool, chaka! He sets the glass down and shakes your hand. I'm Dhama, Dhama of the Bloom. He pinches the bridge of his nose, his eyes tightly shut, and you feel a gentle and powerful presence surround your consciousness. I have a request for you. It might seem strange, but you have an interesting topography to your mind. You might be able to help us. The Fifth Eye is home to psychic veterans. We fought an incursion of nightmares, I suppose. Nightmares slithering into the city's shared dream space, eating minds and leaving husks behind. We called them the Adversaries. We burned them out and cauterized the wounds through which they infected our reality. But I can't shake the nagging feeling that one of them survived and waits to strike. I trust my intuition, and now it's telling me to ask for your help. I'll be happy to help.
Making a note.
He breathes a sigh of relief. My thanks. I feel the adversary. I know it's here. I know it's close. It's watching us. But it's hiding its presence, and I fear it will strike when our guard is down. It may well be in the Fifth Eye even now. He shrugs helplessly. Sadly, our Fifth Eye is blind. He jerks a thumb at the bartender. It might... Oh. Our Fifth Eye is blind. It might be that our foe has blinded us, but it might not have shielded itself from you. Look for it and tell me if you find something unusual. Before you tell us about yourself, I have to pee. Pee break! See you in a minute! Welcome back! Yeah! Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Tell me about yourself. I told you they call me of the Bloom. I was born there, and I know nothing of the world outside for the longest time. I thought it was normal to play in passages made of gut and tissue, to hide from slavers in diverticula, to watch visitants staggering in from other worlds. I learned how to read people there and how to understand them. And one day I left the Bloom and came to Sargus Cliffs, and I discovered the world was a different place than I'd thought. A better place. That's when I learned to fight. That's why I learned to fight. He gestures at himself. This isn't a warrior's body, of course, not in the usual sense. He smiles, and a great pressure swells in your head and vanishes before you can even register alarm. But I'm not usual. Nor in the Fifth Eye is. We're psychics, psionics, seers. Call us mind-benders or thought-rippers, but we're warriors. We keep the minds of Sargus Cliff safe from threats they don't even imagine. The old man growls. They'd go crazy if they did. Not that they are exactly paragons of sanity at the best of times. Again? You can feel his gentle amusement, tinged with his sadness as his mind touches yours. I am Dhama, the leader of these fine warriors. They look to me for inspiration. Laughter ripples from his gathered companions. Strength, anyway. I help them, lift them, guide them where I can. You can feel the steel in his thoughts now. I am a locus. I am the edge of the sword. Okay. What is this place? This is the Fifth Eye. You might think of it as a retirement home or a veterans hospital. But it wasn't always this way. Look around you. He gestures at the pipe and the disused machinery. That's the reason we're here. Ask your questions. Let's begin with the history. The psychically sensitive have been hiding here for generations. The endless battle, the cobalt breach, the rising blood, all the great psionic conflicts have victors and the defeated. But more importantly, they have the wounded, the veterans. The scars of 1,000 mental battles slip away here. We can let our guards down. In drinks? And so we do. Ah, no water! Damn! And so we do. It's a long history. I should write it down sometime, but I'm feeling lazy. What do you mean? Hospital? He raps on the nearby wall. It's a solid sound, no vibration. We don't know what this place was, though the pipes and the machinery make it seem like a kind of pumping station. But what it is to us is, and then his mind whispers in yours, sanctuary. A crawling sensation, like insects under your scalp. This is what the outside world is. You see an image of the city beneath you, writhing with ribbons of light that flare in a million colors. Each of those ribbons is a thought, word, deed, and each calls out for attention. His companions nod. He continues speaking. When we're here, we can dampen that noise. The voices become voluntary. We can still listen, but it's not insistent. Whatever else this building is, it's shielded, safe for our kind. Okay. Something else. Can you tell me about the people here? He smiles, a little wistful. Sure, but keep in mind, most of them can hear us. Who did you want to gossip about? The others burst out laughing, and gestures around the bar. They've all got their stories. Some of them aren't from this world, some aren't even real. This summons another peal of laughter. He points his chin around the room. There's Theboros, Ziobe, and Leto. Oh, and Feriok. We own the place together. We fought in all manner of wars, battles, and conflicts. We've traveled for some, worn Esper helmets for others, or projected ourselves across the world. But the worst was the adversaries. They were the true test of all of us. They forged our friendship tighter than any other experience could have. Best part is, we've sacrificed our lives, our friends, and our sanity for a city they'll never know. They keep... Ooh, this... Are you trying to make me jealous because you succeeded? We have eine Abokiste mit Gemüse und Obst. Abokiste, subscription box, I don't know. And there's so many apples in there all the time. And we have come to... Cutie Cat did some strudels as well to, well, somehow get rid of these apples. She used them. But those were some nice apple strudels. But it's also time consuming to do these. And instead, what we do now is we just get, what's it called? Even in German, what's it called? Blätterteig. And she puts them into these muffin shapes and puts then some apple slices in there. And it's so easy and it tastes so good. And put some cream on it, and it's very nice. Ooh, frozen. Auch nicht schlecht. Is this your? Do you also have dessert after breakfast, or don't you? They keep on with their lives and just assume the rash of madness and some effect of the Numenera. Give up the best part of our minds, and they don't even care. Doesn't matter to me what the rebels think, but it'd be nice to At least get some professional recognition. We've been over this, Theboros. We don't do it for ourselves, we do it because it's the right thing. Let them continue. Never! So what changed? Why now? Because you had it? And what's the mystery behind this strudel? Ah, okay. Let them continue. Sure, saving the lives of people who flinched when they see me coming. I love seeing mothers snatch their children from my path. Clearing the insects from my bedroll is the next important step in knowing that I took action, because the ingrates in Sargus Cliffs won't even sell me a damned clean sheet. If they were dead, at least I could steal their sheets. Who do you think the adversaries would go after once all the citizens were dead, friend? You think they'd head out into the world, leaving your mind glowing bright behind them? I could shield myself, no problem. I did when they came out, remember? Just like you. Yes, I did. But I found help and we hunted those bastards down and wiped most of them out. You? If you were alone here, you'd get tired of having to hide your true self around them and start cursing at them just so they'd not notice you. Theboros turns and holds his hand up. You see what I have to put up with? Ask for a modicum of respect and instead I get mockery. I don't know why we pay any attention to this old gallows glass. But back to dessert. I can wholeheartedly recommend at least some kind of sweet after breakfast, even if it's just toast with jam, marmalade. I don't know what you call it, and or just put some chocolate hazelnut stuff on it, or just have, I don't know, something, because then, or at least for me, and I've read that other people feel the same way, and in Kitty Cat as well, if you don't have dessert after breakfast, you all the time feel you get hungrier and hungrier for even sweeter, more sweet stuff. And that's why dessert for breakfast is a good idea. Okay. Let's talk about Ziobe. Let's not. Nonsense. Ziobe is our enforcer, our telekinetic. She summons visions for us to distract our foes, projects deadly energy, and harnesses the power of the physical world to anchor us, or our enemies, while we deliver the killing blow. She also lets us focus our energy through her. She is what you might call our heavy weaponry, because she makes the immaterial world much, much more tangible. While we frolic in the playgrounds of the mind, she's concerned with more earthly matters. How poetic, you old scholar. Truly, you took the words straight from my... Why, you dirty thief! He holds his hands up in surrender. You were practically shouting, Ziobe. How could I help but listen? Let's talk about Theboros. Theboros, despite his terrible complexion, gaunt face, bird-like nose, and questionable taste and haberdashery. Actually, I'm trying to think of any redeeming qualities that might offset all of this. I'm right here, you know. He ignores his friend. Ah, yes. Despite all these obvious disadvantages, Theboros has become one of the preeminent warriors of language in the entire world. You can laugh, but the old saying is undeniably true. The tongue with the word is deadlier than the hand with the sword. That's the saying? Unless the sword hand gets to you before you can make someone else get in the way. Dhama laughs. He can plant words in your mind that will activate and weaponize your body against itself. With a word, he can spin illusions inside your skull. He knows the hidden receptors and compartments of the mind, and he can whisper-lock you dead. That's a fair enough assessment, eh? Theboros nods. Let's talk about Feriok. Ziobe's smile slips from her face, but she says nothing. Feriok is the projection, I say. Dhama doesn't look toward the bar, but his mood turns somber. A true empath. Our spotter, back when he could do the work. A brave man, aware of the risks he took. Psychically sensitive, able to catch the lure of the adversaries and willing to run with it. If it hadn't been for him, we'd never have had the success we did. He looks down at the table. The last one we fought caught him. It took his... He pauses, lost in thought. Ziobe steps in. They took some of the things that make him special. He can't spot for us anymore. His powers aren't what they were. He's a shadow of his old self. But the old sucker has our thanks anyway. He raises his glass toward the bartender and drops it on the table as Ziobe punches his arm. Ow, that's bad luck, you know. Don't you speak an ill word about him, Theboros. Not after what he did. You know how I feel about Feriok, Ziobe. He swishes the liquid left in his glass, his head and voice lowered. Before he lost his powers, he was one of the best of our team. One of the best I've ever known. They all nod. He cackles. But don't tell him I said so. Ziobe punches him again. Let's talk about Jared. She's our seer, our prescient. She knows where the prescient, omniscient, I don't know what she is. She knew where the adversaries were going to be. She knew when they'd be there, so we could set ourselves up in time. His voice is somber. But they grew wise to her. They threw themselves through probability space, played the game of maybe with her, and they were better than she was. Not so loud. It wasn't her fault. I never said it was. He radiates tension. The adversaries got better than all of us. We're lucky they only... He wipes a tear from his eye. We're lucky we only took the losses we did. How did you all come to this place? He frowns. It called to us. It was a beacon. It was warm and welcoming. The first time I set foot inside these doors, the noise from the outside world lessened. It didn't disappear. I can focus and hear it as I wish, but I could let down my guard, relax. He looks around the room. I'd wager the same is true for all the others. Tell me again how you came here. Blah, 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 blah. Something else. Say the word. Ziobe, tell me, no. Are you real? Me? I'm as real as they come. He slaps his belly. Could a projection do that? Come to think of it, Ziobe probably could make one do that and make it sound right too. She's good. But how would you test whether a psychic emanation was real? Ziobe said I should focus on physicality. Here's a hint. He reaches out and claps you on the shoulder, his fingers holding tight. Projections play on your expectations, but they are pierced easily. Good luck with it. He leans back. Theboros said I should pay attention to your stories. I hate to say it, but he's right, for once. What do the others say about me? Do I even have any interesting stories? Anything about growth, journey, change? I'm not sure I do have any good stories. I'm the same as I've always been. Sadly, most of pity. Touch Dhama. He doesn't move and your finger sinks into his flesh. He grins. Satisfied? No more questions about that. What can you tell me about the adversaries? A good question. Better if I show you. He closes his eyes and you feel an insistent nudge in your mind. Then your vision goes black, replaced with a nightmare. You see a void, oblivion, a place where black stars hang and shriek with formless rage. Violet lightning arcs through the sky, and you witness enormous masses of pustulant orbs raging against each other. Streams of Conscious thoughts rocket from them, and they scream of need, desire, hatred. Other emotions arise with these, wisps of mental energy that curl like steam. They brush your consciousness, with a touch beslimed with the unknowable hungers of an alien mind. These luminous wisps quest through invisible cracks and dimensional walls. New worlds. New civilizations. To boldly go! No. New worlds. Unsuspecting minds, brilliant lights enfolded in the adversary's decaying orbits, imprisoned stars winking out forever. They came through the bloom, shining and tenebrous at the same time. They offered games, riches, promises for the future. I felt their passage and was afraid, and I hid my mind from their questing touch. I felt them reach for me, and I cowered in my shell. She lays a hand on Dhama's shoulder. Those who didn't hide saw the lure, and they were drawn into that unwinnable mental game. Attracted by the light of the adversary's minds, they followed their own dreams into madness. Psychics and normal people alike, the ruin of the city's minds we were wise enough to see beyond the lure and into the danger. You couldn't stand against them yourself. So you hid, we all did. Not all. Some stood. They played the game and got cracked like glow globes. I felt them die, and their spirits got sucked into a vortex of endless fear. You did the right thing, Dhama, and I've told you that before. Fine, he replies, waving the words away. But you've seen what the adversaries are like now. Inhuman, with no negotiation. Maybe they are communicating with us and we don't understand them. But I tell you, if this is their hello, I don't want anything else to do with them. So, those of us who survived that initial incursion gathered here. We set aside our differences and we fought back, but not without our own losses. Damn, he's talkative. What are the adversaries? I don't know. What we see isn't the whole picture. We know that it's an extrusion into our world, just a piece of the creature's psychic material. Maybe it's a conscious unit on its own. Maybe it's self-directed. But my deepest fear is that every adversary we've seen is the smallest piece of a singular entity, and that our pushback is drawing its attention ever so slowly toward us. He shivers. If you ever meet one, you'll know why that frightens me so. How do you fight them? Are you thinking you might use your labyrinth to trap it? Don't. Don't do it. He steeples his fingers under his chin and considers, though... Wait, it might work, it might. He looks at Theboros and Ziobe. They exchange a wordless communication and he shrugs. We used a spotter, someone trained to recognize their scent. He'd give them the briefest engagement, enough to whet their appetites, and he'd bring them to a battlefield of our choosing. The adversary will tempt you with something. It will tap into the parts of your mind you had forgotten, ignite a desire. It will offer bargains, tastes of power, and try to draw you toward its way of thinking. The key is to keep control of the imagery and the metaphors your minds conjure together. That's where I come in. He leans forward on the table, his gaunt face seeming even more drawn. I'd feed words and stories to our spotter, help him build an internal story that seemed to mirror what the adversary told, and I'd lay a pathway toward our battlefield. He'd walk down that pathway, and the adversary would be extruding itself into our world right alongside him. His smile is hard and feral, and we'd close off the exits and get to work cutting it to pieces. So, tell a story, resist the adversary's metaphors, build in the details of your hardened mental space, draw it in, and then use your familiarity with the place to destroy the bastard. He swallows the rest of his drink. If you're going to try, and again, I can't emphasize enough that you should seek our help, but if you do it alone... Gods, I can't believe I'm saying this. If you do it alone, be careful. About yourself again? You can feel his gentle amusement tinged with his sadness. No. He told us that. More about the fifth eye. Nature, ancestry, we know about that. Looks like you... Are you drinking something hallucinogenic? Are you taking drugs, Shiroxy? Or what is that kind of brew? Ah, Pride tea. Ah, okay. Get it now. Pride Lion drinks Pride tea. Oh, it's coffee. Oh, okay. The emoji says tea, but I mean, it's both brown brew, so imagination. So how would you able to? I mean, if there's no tea bag in the tea, you can never tell if it's tea or coffee with an emoji, can you? I didn't have any coffee today so far. I hope Cutie Cat comes back soon. How to fight the adversary? We have talked about the people. So, I think the last thing we can talk to him about is more about Ziobe's projection? No. Maybe I have a lead on the adversary? Half a liter of coffee each day? I would say that might be scratching the limits. But I know there are people that drink by themselves. They drink 4 times as much or even more. So I don't know. But I understand the love for coffee. Do you feel the effects of coffee? Do you shake when you drink 500 milliliters each day? Tell me your suspicions and I'll see if I can confirm or allay them for you. There's a strange, ghostly woman over there.
That.
Ah, yes. While she's unpredictable and possibly dangerous, she's not an adversary. You've tried to remove her before, yet she always returns. Rather than risk any damage, we just stay out of her way. I'd advise you to do the same. Then man in blue, with a pipe, and all the strange Numenera.
I'll remember that.
Sir Arthur? No. He's a wanderer and a collector of knowledge, but his interest appears to be entirely beneficent. He's a strange one, it's true, but no, he's not the adversary. Man in the yellow shirt, who changed his shape? Huh? Ah, that poor lost soul is not the adversary. He has been trapped in the form of an abacus, but is not an abacus himself. Do not fear him. Pity him. I feel nothing. But I have a filter coffee machine, and that's why I always do a bit more coffee, because I don't want to put the machine on for... Yeah, I totally get that, Shiroxy. We, as Cutie Cat, works in a cafe that puts much emphasis on their great coffee. We don't have a coffee machine anymore. We sold that, or I don't know. Did we sell it, or we gifted it to someone, I don't know. But we do a pour over. So there's a sieve with a filter, and you stand there with your water and do this all the time. And it's the glass where you put the coffee in, where it gets into. It's not that big, so it's always a good portion for her and me. I don't know. I think my English is getting tired way sooner than the other Sundays. But if we have guests, this always then takes some time to make the coffee or to keep the coffee up because we don't have a machine anymore. But then we also don't have the problem that we have to drink so much coffee because we can use the filter system with the pour over. Ugh. We also had a Senseo machine once, if you mean that with a cup machine. It's also good. And especially if you're single or if maybe your boyfriend doesn't drink coffee. I don't know, does he? Then something like a Senseo might be the way to go. I talked to a being called O, definitely not human. I have sensed O's presence and reached out to it with my mind. It is not an adversary, well, I don't know how to describe it, but rest easy, because O probably won't destroy you. Probably. Almas, what about him?
My journal.
He shakes his head. His is a tale of personal tragedy and sorrow, though perhaps the end result is not the worst for the people under his caste's titular care. But he is not the adversary. Could it be Clarion?
Making a note.
He bursts out laughing. I understand that her devotion to destruction might make her seem a monster, but like the rest of us, she is merely human. Ooh. Yeah. A machine where you just put a cup beneath it and get 1 cup coffee and shut it off. No, he hates coffee. Okay. I want to have a machine with coffee beans. Yes. My dad bought one some months ago, and he's very... it does make good coffee. And I can also recommend that. Yes. Fifth eyes. Farewell. So, Dhama. Are you finished now with talking my ear off? Well, I know. I am.
I'm ready.
I was asking.
I'm always ready.
Yes, you are, Eridas. Yes, you are. Hey, Leto. Though this woman's face is young, she has been beaten hard by the sun. She wears a tight-fitting skin suit and a loose desert robes. Her eyes are a deep and unsettling black with no whites to be seen. Occasional streaks of light race across them, flashing in the shadows of her hood like stars plummeting from the sky. Ooh, what? I am Leto. I saw you coming. Now you are here. What can you tell me about yourself? To the northeast, in the middle of the Lost Sea, there is a small town called Jerboa. Dwarfed by the magnificence of the oasis of Marjolios, Jerboa is a poor town dependent on the charity of its neighbor. She nods to the bartender and he refills her drink, floating a bottle through the air without touching it. Without touching it. I was born in the slums. The Gibra, residents of the city, would sometimes tour our ghetto. One of them saw my eyes and declared me touched by their god, Nikur. They taught me the deep secrets of their church and showed me how to comprehend the tapestry in my mind. But one day I saw a light flare on Saga's cliffs. Though the city and mine suffer hostilities, I knew that I must brave those dangers, for I saw the darkening storm. She grips my sleeve. I see the futures. But she grips my sleeve. I will not be able to return home, but I arrived in time to aid Dhama and his struggle against the adversaries. For a time I was able to read the strands to help our team prepare against the adversaries' attacks. but they learned to cloak themselves against me, and all I could see of their intent was a generalized darkness. I am of little use against the adversaries now, but I remain to help against other foes. What can you tell me about the people here? I know the stories of my comrades in arms, their past and their future. I have a deep bond with the Ziobe, a friendship with Theboros. My respect for Dhama knows no limit, and I have fond recollections of Feriok's ready wit. I wish I could unravel the skein of perception and live in the present and do so many others. But it is not to be, and so I scramble across the web of time and know the threats of my friends. Can you tell me any stories about your friends? About Dhama. He is the lodestone, the hourglass, the light that lifts and the rope that binds. His strength is our strength, and through him we become stronger. He is the caller, the bringer, the tactician, and the strategist. He brings us to this place, and in the future he is gone. She does not see you as she speaks. The unseen adversary claims him unless... No. The probabilities are too low. She shakes her head, bringing herself back to the present. Is he still here? She slashes a glance to Dhama and breathes a sigh of relief. Of whom did you want to speak? Feriok. A seer of pain and love, a great light, his powers, speech, and attraction. An empath, a weaver of hope and reconciliation. The story I love most is this. An angry citizen comes, threatening violence, and Feriok eats his pain and makes a new man in his place. In those old strands, Feriok is my friend. And you mine, Leto. Of whom did you want to speak? Ziobe. She gives herself too little credit. During the Cobalt Breach, she erects a shield around her company and fires precise bolts of telekinetic rage into the attackers. She destroys their inhuman captain, hurling him from the walls into the dark space, and then dismembers the attackers who have come for me. And that day, she is my hero. She is the only one of us who can touch the physical world so completely. And when Dhama dies, she stands to unite us. No, wait. This isn't real, not yet. She slaps herself lightly and mutters, "Walk in this world, Leto, this world alone." Theboros. He follows the trail of the words of Kra. He finds the dead village. In his mind he sees the words, and they chew him to pieces until his brain has lost their knowledge altogether. She looks across the bar to the old man. No. That is a past possibility. That is not this reality. His mind is still intact. His stories still resonate. Is this the world in which he buries the last of the words of Kra? She shrugs. But he is the man who helps plan our battlefields. He shapes our expectations. It is he who brings the first adversary low. It shows him a story, and he tells it a better one. It bows to his vision before it knows his strength, and he traps it. He is a hero to this reality, although he knows it not. I have spoken all the stories I will tell. What about the adversaries? She spits on the ground. I waste water speaking of them. I do not know what they are, but I know what they represent. They are the death of possibility, an existential threat to humanity. They sweep minds into themselves, consume individuality, and worship power. And they have learned to counter mine. I am helpless against them. Many, many options. Yes, yes, yes. More about the adversaries. A being named O is here to give you a vision. It says you will be the mother of empires. She stares at you, her mouth opening slightly, her eyes flicker across the bar, landing on no one in particular. I have not yet received the vision, and... A mother? Me? I am barren. I will give no life. Her hands are shaking. She whispers. I see only a stain when I look at myself. Nothing more. A miasma occludes my vision of myself. This would give it a mixed. So you see how the mixed rating might come to be in the Steam page, but here in the Fifth Eye Tavern, it's even more than normal. I think. In outside this tavern, there were some people with many dialogue options, but in here, I feel there are more stories than usual. How did you come? No, I'd be coming here. Skeins of lives weave together in a tapestry. Your thread glows. It emerges from the sky, and the great darkness follows in your wake. She waves a hand as if pushing through cobwebs. I have seen you. Where you go, that is beyond my powers. The people I travel with. Ask and I will tell. Tell me about Tibia. For the Gallowglass, I have only one prediction. Change your ways or live with your regrets forever. Forever? That's a long time, my dear, and I'm told nothing lasts that long. She turns her head toward him and looks away, shivering. I have spoken. Aratus. Yes, tell me about me. She frowns at him and pokes a finger at the golden glow that surrounds him. She snatches her finger back as if burnt. His future is bright, but short. After a long moment, he bursts out. Was that it? I expected to hear something about fighting Serex or leaping heroically onto a flying vehicle and wresting the controls from its savage pilot. I do like to fly, you know. I'm a very good pilot. That's the kind of thing I wanted to hear about. The faintest touch of a sad frown at the corner of her mouth is her only response. Me neither. I mean, if you play Torment of Numenera, you should already know that it's. Also, the Steam page should make it clear that it's a very dialogue-driven game. So if you don't like to read, this is not your kind of game. But still, maybe some people expected otherwise. Tell me about Elegan. She turns her unsettling gaze on the man. Your regrets will destroy you. You carry your pain and your salvation, but you do not look closely enough to recognize the truth. Open yourself, hold your scars tight, and you might emerge whole at the end of your ordeals. He growls. Typical soothsayer platitude. Tell me what I need to know, or don't tell me anything. The future's light is not reducible to simple words. Not everything conforms to the science you treasure, priest. I have told you what you need to know. It is up to you to seize its truth, or let it fall to the ground, unheeded. Other questions? Green, right. Stories about your colleagues. The stories I will tell. Are you the projection, or are you real? Who can say what reality is? I see strands of possibility tying the future and the past together. Probabilities grow and decrease. As a small probability a reality? In one universe it will be. In another it has vanished into the web of might-have-beens. An opportunity for nostalgia or gratitude at avoiding it. I tell you that reality is more than our perception of time. It exists beyond us. What is in the past extends into the future. Touch the threads of the past and you can see their intended shape. Know what it is that you seek, and you will be able to discern your reality. What are you even saying, Leto? A smile touches her lips. Only that one who would question reality must know that reality should behave. How that reality... She faces you more fully. I am not this projection you seek. She's not? I thought she was. I think she's lying. Farewell. Phew.
Absolutely.
Yes, right. That's a good comparison. Have you never played a shooter before? Third person, first person, any other kind of person? I will get myself something to drink because my mouth is dry. So, see you in a minute. My question was this, Shiraxi. Have you never played a shooter before? First person, third person, any kind of shooting stuff? Like, for example, GTA or Half-Life. Didn't you try to play Half-Life? I thought you mentioned that you started Half-Life. Ah, okay. How did you do this? I mean, it wasn't... Ah, okay. He played. Ah. Okay. And how did you like it when you saw him watched him playing Half-Life? Did you think, maybe this is something for me, or was it the affirmation for you that you knew now? I don't play shooters. Tomb Raider, okay. Yeah, you should. You mean in the reboot you even aim? Yes. Maybe it's something for you. You talked about trying to open your horizon for new kinds of genres. Not that I'm a shooter expert myself. I'm also more of the RPG player. You know that. But I also... Shooters and strategy games are kind of... No. Shooter strategy games and point-and-click adventures were the first games that I really played. So... It's embedded into my soul. Playing shooters. Okay, Fariok. Dhama said you're blind. What does that mean? He laughs. Ha ha ha. I used to be a spotter for this gang. Means I could sense the presence of the adversaries. Built an attractive playground for them and draw them after me. The last one I faced, though, his face falls and he draws into himself. It burned me out. It put out my eyes. It burned me out. It put out my... And then he's back to normal, smiling as if nothing had happened. Are you the projection? Yeah. The thing about shooters also is they are very similar. I mean, if you have a first-person shooter, the gameplay there really isn't that much of a development between Doom and I don't know, Overwatch. It's still a very similar kind of game, and I think in role-playing games they are just way more creative. They are creative shooters, many, but not that many, and sometimes it's like if you played one, you played them all. But there are, for example, Half-Life, I think, is a good example of a shooter with at least some kind of innovation, or even a lot of innovation. Yes, but there are also very, very many bad shooters out there. Now, why would I come right out and tell you? If Ziobe's playing a game, why should I spoil her fun? Come on, puzzle it out, but let me offer a clue. No, your subjects. I guess that's the kind of thing an empath would say, eh? Dhama hinted that I should touch you. He seems to consider for a moment. Fine. Touch away. His flesh is as hard and unyielding as synth steel. Clean living, he mutters. Know about people's stories. What stories do you want to question? I was the group's spotter, an empath, until the adversary burned out that skill. That's basically all you need to know. Ziobe said I should focus on physicality. She did. How's this then? He concentrates momentarily and bottles and glasses circulate in a convoluted pattern around his head. They settle back into place after a moment. How's that for physicality? Leto said that you were an empath, not a telekinetic. Did she now? He looks over at her and frowns. She shrugs. What if I developed telekinesis after the adversary stole my empathic ability? Ah. I thought she was. I thought I remembered her being the projection, but all signs point to Feriok now. I know, Ziobe, I know, it's Feriok. Feriok is the traitor. I think I will. This will be the thumbnail of today. I think we have it. I think we have a thumbnail, folks. Thumbnail for the YouTube clip. I know who the psychic projection is. It's Feriok. She laughs delightedly. I won't even ask how you figured that out. If you guessed, it was a lucky guess, but your instincts were right. But then her face falls. I began manifesting him after he was killed. He was our spotter, the man who saw the adversaries and lured them to our battleground. But the last adversary we fought was ready for us. It caught hold of the lure he offered, and it followed his mind all the way to reality. It burned. She pauses, chokes back a sob. It burned him from the inside. She looks into the distance. He lured it to us, and with his dying will nailed it into place. It was a sacrifice any of us would have made, Ziobe, no matter who was in that position. Speaks softly as if trying to convince himself. She continues. The adversary didn't pay attention to us. Even as we poured our heaviest attacks into it, it was too absorbed in destroying Feriok, tearing him apart instead of defending itself, as if its first priority was on blinding us instead of preserving itself. Her voice turns hard. We beat it, though. So as long as I'm breathing, I'll keep his memory alive. He'll serve his drinks and make his bad jokes. And everyone here will feel welcome. That's the least I can do in his name. Okay. I think we talk to everyone here. And I know how we get to know about the adversary.
I'm ready.
So let's adverse some series. Adversary. And it's a cool. This is one puzzle. How to see the adversary, because you don't see anyone but these people here right now. You see? No one here, but there will be someone. And the first time I saw that, I thought, what? It was pretty cool. We have to drink something. The bartender flickers under your gaze, and his voice is Ziobe's. You know the truth now, but this is not Feriok. Feriok is as we remember him. The flickering stops, and the hearty laughter of the bearded glaive fills the room. I'd like a psychic powers. Put this place again. Sorry. I'd like a drink. Let's talk about the chancy drinks. We've got this strange black ichor, thick enough that it's almost chewy. There's a pink sludge that's a known entheogen, but its strength varies and sometimes kills people. We have one that smells like Altaban fruit, and we sometimes use that one to get rid of stubborn grease stains. It's acidic, but, well, maybe it's an acquired taste? Sharoxy, you choose the drink. Or anyone else who's watching. Black ichor, pink sludge, or grease cutter. The black chewy ichor. He shudders. I tasted this stuff once. I don't remember much about the time afterward, but I was raving about holes in reality. Well, here's a drink. A strong glass bowl floats under a pipe. A spigot turns and the ichor oozes from it. You can smell it from here. The bowl floats back to you, all without Fariok touching it. Drink fast is my advice. You put the word to deed. The taste is not unpleasant, though the texture is horrifying. Unbidden, you think of soft flesh rotting under a jungle sun. Nothing happens, at least not right away. Just as you begin to doubt the ichor's efficacy, you feel the earth shift slightly. The walls shiver and begin to shake. Their surfaces look as if they are slowly melting. You feel the weight of the ceiling and sky forcing you to the floor, and only a great effort of will keeps you standing. Rents begin to appear in the flat surfaces of the bar and the walls. Scabrous tissue rims their edges, and a deathly chorus pipes through in a register almost too high to hear. The world tilts on its axis, and you stagger to the right. Your vision blurs, and the invisible world swims into view, becoming more solid than the world you call home. What up? Trippin', man. I'm trippin'.
All right.
And here we have the Malays. And that was very surprising for me when I first discovered it. Sounds good, yes, it sounds like the best cocktail. Shark Attack or Mai Tai or my favorite cocktail, Mojito, nothing against it.
Got it.
I always like puzzles and riddles in games, and it's an easy one, but you have to, I mean, how do you, it's unexpected, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so, Malays. Milady. Let's save. Have I saved? I did save. Just now? Let's save again. Hey, Malays. Maybe this will be our thumbnail. This small, unassuming man occupies the space quietly, hands folded in front of him. He does not look at you, but you can feel his regard slip across you and dismiss you as you approach. His attention remains focused on the trio at the nearby table. Everything about him is nondescript, from his light brown skin to his drab clothing, but something about him gives you pause, as if you were approaching the throbbing core of a fallen vessel. When at last he turns his attention on you, you feel his regard settle, like a soft blanket made of metal. It is almost oppressive. Malays. That is who I am. His voice sounds distorted, strangely out of sync, as if he were calling to you from a distance. You can't read his thoughts, any more than you can read the thoughts of the tables in the bar. Where did you come from? His voice is strange and disjointed.
The world has always known me. Look around the corner, I exist on the smallest edge. Close your eyes and shiver.
I feel stupid.
I am the cold in your bones. The saccade is my home. The interstice is my mind.
The frost that surrounds his words suggests that you have offended him. Aha. Do you know no name means sickness?
Meaning itself is sickness. Vision, action, movement, this is the only sign of health.
His slow and indolent gaze is like a great weight on you.
The energy that flows in your body, I read it through your skin. I see your actions before your muscles even begin to twitch. The body's secrets are no defense against me. What is sickness compared to this?
Shit, he can read my mind? See the future? Tell me about yourself.
I am a constant. I live. I thrive. When a thought passes in your mind, I rush before it. I hear the pulsing of your thoughts. I am a fabric. Essential.
Anything more? I live, I thrive. He's confusing, that's what he is. No. Why are you watching those people?
They shine, they call, they tempt.
His voice shimmers strangely, and you hear a distorted echo of thousands of voices mimicking his words. What can you tell me about the fifth eye? He slowly turns his gaze toward the other patrons.
A lodestone, a gathering of energies, empty meat, a brief morsel, an obstruction, a bone, an ingrown hair.
His empty, terrifying gaze turns back to you.
An impediment.
Yeah! Sounds similar. Or lyrics by Bon Iver, my favorite band. Or many other music, lots of other music. Yeah, I did play Demon's Souls, but I didn't play through it. I played some of it, and I have to play it again because my save game is gone. And I have to admit, the story felt so flat in Demon's Souls, like there wasn't even any story, but maybe I just didn't understand it. More about this place?
The taste of failure and regret. Fresh minds and stale hearts. A bitter loss in friends.
His eyes fix you to the spot.
Negation and service. A tragedy that awaits.
Why are you watching those people again?
The illusion of time surrounds them. Death has coiled. Probabilities collapse and shiver until inevitability crushes them. Unawareness is intoxicating.
Farewell. There's no way to fare. Dhama? I think I found the adversary. I think it's flat. Oh, okay. Then maybe it just is. People, I want to talk. No. Ba ba ba. Ooh, what? Do you actually agree with Dhama that action is its own reward? He seems particularly serious about this. You know that good wishes don't get the landlord off your back, right? Satisfaction for a job well done doesn't magically bring food to the table. You and Dhama both, it's like you believe in a special world where people get by on the force of their good nature. It's not like that. Maybe in stories, not here. Oof! I think we maybe next stream, which will be on Tuesday, we will leave the city. So after Sargus Cliffs, I think as soon as we leave Sargus Cliffs, we have already done 1/3 of the game. There are more stages, but one of them is quite short, and the other one isn't as long as the region where we are now in the Sargus Cliffs. So yeah, maybe as soon as we leave the city and we are close to that, maybe we have done already 40%. So right now I would say 35. So why would anyone do the right thing? Fame, power, legacy. All of that comes down to this. Making life something that's not a complete skist show. I eat scraps. I have to beg to make my cash. Spin stories in seedy taverns. Put up with people who've never seen true danger in their lives. And I've got to grin and take the hackney because, hey, being an invisible war hero don't pay the rent. Pah! Yeah, sure. Do it because it feels good, that's fine. But in the end, you're playing with yourself. Giving yourself a good solid stroke of the ego. If it's all you want from your life, go right ahead. Me? I prefer to eat a piece of bread that ain't moldy. I could plant ideas in people's heads, make myself rich by bending their minds, but if I take away their free will, I'm not any better than the deep despots I hate, am I? And yeah, that's how RPGs are sometimes, right? I also want to play Final Fantasy VII pretty soon. So I think Resident Evil 7, Final Fantasy 7, and Don't Starve Now are the games we will play when after Torment or Gothic 2. So that's also why I want to stream a little more. Because I feel that we are sitting at these games forever if I'm not streaming at least 4 times a week. You want to get paid for your work? Yes. Right now what I'm doing is an amateur hobby. A brain-destroying, reality-saving hobby. And I don't see a single rotten shin for it. Would it help you if I thanked you and gave you money? I didn't save your life. If you gave me money, it'd be charity. I don't take charity, and I don't want yours either. All I really want is some damned gratitude for the life I've sacrificed in this invisible service. Else there's a street called Nana Torvos. Maybe she did some good work in her time, saved some orphans, brought hope, who knows. Why not name a street after me, after all of us? But no, we don't even get a trash-strewn alley to our names. Lucky if we get paupers' graves. Fact is, it's likely about my regrets. Way too late in my life to change course. Not I change a thing about what I've done, to be honest. Being unethical doesn't sit well with me, it turns out, so I'll take what I've got. I really wish doing the right thing paid better, though. Yeah, sorry. Okay, Dhama of the Bloom. There's someone here I want you to meet. Malaise. The blood drains from his face. What? Right there? I see nothing. I feel nothing. He grasps your mind with his, not gently, and he echoes in your skull. Anything there is hidden to me. Ziobe, can you sense anything? Let me see. In the center of her forehead, her skin irises open, and a third metallic eye protrudes from her, glowing brightly. It extends from her head on a mechanical segment, emitting a series of rapid flashes that descend through the visible spectrum. At last the eye retracts and her forehead closes. She swallows and you can feel the fear radiate from her. He's right. It's there on a low pulse, a wavelength far below human thought.
I'll remember that.
The control as hard as synth steel surrounds them. The adversaries have never done this. I knew they adapted, but the Black Three, what has it learned? It has been watching us for how long? Ziobe, be ready. Let's confront it together! Yes, we will. We're not ready. We'll never be ready. He closes his eyes, and when he opens them again, they glow. But we can die trying! Hold. No one move. I know you're eager to get it over with, and that you're terrified. Don't think you can hide that, Ziobe. It's not necessary. We're all frightened. Here, feel. A wave of his fear crashes over you, and your body reacts instinctively, releasing adrenaline. Under the fear is a will of iron, an adamantine determination, and a calm acceptance of whatever comes. Alright, motivation talk. We can do this, but we need to work together. Remember our training and improvise as necessary. Now, let me prepare the killing floor. He closes his eyes and you can feel reality rippling around you. His strength is undeniable. His mastery is certain. Ready in 3. As the world crumbles around you, a new vision takes its place. 2. You feel the push and pull of titanic minds, struggling to establish the rules of this shared dream space. 1. And then you sense Dhama's control slip for just a moment, and the adversary gains the upper hand. Skist, attack! Attack now! Shiznit! Fighting! Timesing! Ooh! I'm bound, can't move. Crisis initiated. Yeah, I see that. Malaise's turn. Ouch! Kamehameha! Dhama! Bam! Yeah, kill him! Who's not? Theboros? What did Theboros do? He can't move! Shit! Why can't they move? I remember this going way differently when I first played it. Oh, choose a skill. Yeah, nothing of use. First of all, I think we should spread out a little. Because we're sitting ducks here. And one area of effect attack attacks us all. A sucker punch. Damage plus 3. The attack has a negative effect for days for 1 round. Doesn't have a negative fatal, does it? Doesn't look like. Yes, first of all, just run to him and attack, Tibia. Do I? Oh no, let's. There's so little fighting in this game that I'm always a little overwhelmed by what I should do. What's this? Spirit Shroud. Why am I not wearing that? What? Can't I? Ah, because I'm fighting. Damn! Why am I not wearing that? Shit. Okay. Tibia, attack that fucker. But... Ooh, plus... Damage 3 plus 9? How? Then this would kill him. That's worth it.
Down you go.
Down you go.
I don't feel happy or good.
No! Aratus, you don't. Psychic bleeding. Okay, I return the favor. Yeah, you just attack that fucker. Does the same kind of damage. So let's attack for 90%. This should hit him. It hits him. Good. And yes, and then run away to I don't know. That dude. Cutie cat, meow meow!
Action! Here I come!
Hallo! Hey! Hast du Lust auf Kaffee? Nee, ne? Nein, danke. No, Elegance Turn! Elegance Turn! Ich bin dran! Ooh, this should... Allies in immediate area. Oh, that's good. Yeah, these two. That's very good. Yes, all three of us get adaptation.
Feels like everything's going to be all right.
Doesn't it? And then... I can't attack anyone else, but I can walk. Yeah, you walk to this dude. Oh no, this one. No, you're slow. Walk to this one.
Yes.
I don't understand why they're all cock-blocked. 3 rounds of stasis? Damn! And I don't know how I could deactivate that. You can't attack after all this way, yes. But they don't do that much damage. That's good. Last Castor's turn. That's me. Where am I? That's him. Okay. Ooh. That's nice. Oh. Here, you 3. I have to get the circle just right. Attack! Okay, good. What? I don't know what I'm doing here. But I'm so... Okay. Damn! Why am I so weak? Mm. 35%, that's... let's try it.
That's strange. I missed.
Yeah, totally strange, because you're so good. Well, then I can at least attack him. Okay. Attack him. Try to attack him. 4 plus 3 plus 6 would kill him. That's good. That's always nice. Killing people is always the good thing to do. And okay. Kick his ass butt!
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, you're dead, man. You're dead. You are protected because of me. Because I'm a nice guy. I'm out. Where do you need me? Where? What? Who? Who said that? Ah, null damage. That's good. Tibia, where is you? There he is. Ooh, I don't know if that's... No, that's not a good idea. Tiber, you... Is anyone hurt here? No. Well, he is. Yeah, attack him! With... Hit me with your best shot! Yeah, kick his ass!
Down you go.
And then you run. Run. I don't know. Run. Boy, run. Run here. This way. No, this way. You run this way. Okay. I just don't want my one attack to attack all my people. That's why I'm trying to spread them out a little, at least. Hallo, Einsen, Cutie Cat, meow meow! Super action! I could... All enemies who fail to evade. Yeah, I could try that. Okay, let's go there.
The boredom slayer.
And kick both of them. I think I'm attacking both of them. I hope I am. I am. With super damage. I only attacked one. Fuck. Shit. Bitch balls. You try your to thing. What does it do? Well, actually, similar actions, attacks, hitting multiple turns in a row to chain using a different kind of action. Well, chain resistance, finals removed. Okay, do it.
Pulling a sliver.
And attack Malaise. Hit him. Boom, motherfucker. Oh yes, and then you go behind him,
Doing it now.
trying to flank him. Yeah, he's flanked, alright. Ziobe, they are all... Why are you so not moving? 0 damage, why is it... They're pretty weak. Why are they so weak?
Damnation.
Okay, 4 points of damage. I take it back. Ooh, 5.
Like someone threw up in my mouth.
Maybe they are not that weak. Okay. 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 Burning mouse. No, I will not burn the mouse. Ooh. Maybe they are... transdimensional should work. Attack him for transdimensional damage. Oh, I'm so useless. Okay, yes, do it. That's good, that was good. And then you go and just go. Oh, I could flank him. When I go there, I should flank him. He's flanked. Yeah, he's flanked. No. Don't attack me. Ouchie. Ouchie. No, not ouchie. Who was the enemy?
And some elbow room, will you?
What happened here? Someone dead? Oh, Malaise is dead, isn't he? So do we still have Leto, Theboros, Dhama, Fariog, Ziobe? I think they are all still there. Okay. Okay, Tibia. Sucker punch. Yeah, sucker punch. That ass. Sucker punch and kill him. Yes, why not?
Down you go.
And he's down. And then you go... you flank him. You stay here. Altus, you attack this one! And kill him dead! Die! Rah! And you stay there as well. Long fights, I think for a turn-based game, it's average, in my opinion, in my experience. Elegant, don't you have some kind of long-range weapon? No, you don't. Okay, then just attack this guy. Yeah, attack him. Ooh. Really attack him. Kaboom, baby! What I forgot is that my last cast off is using a ranged weapon, so I didn't even have to go as near that near to the enemy.
Have me surrounded.
Yes, they do have you surrounded. Where are you? Okay, you step this way
All right.
and attack him. And just, I mean, yeah, just hit him.
Gods!
Damn, he's dead. Yeah, good one. Ouchie. Oh, Tybur is getting his ass kicked. Yeah, thank you for the heal. Dhama of the Bloom. And sometimes I'm swiveling my breast hair when I'm... Chest hair, not breast hair. Chest hair when I'm playing. He's almost dead. Let's kill him. With the last... come on. Do it. Do it, Tybur. And now you... Oh, you can move. Arthour, you attack him. He's the strong one. So. I want you to strongly attack him. And we didn't miss. That's good. But you missed. Leto. Elegant. Where are you? Here you are. Okay, you should be able to kill him now. Shouldn't you? Bams!
Missed.
You missed! You fuckhead! He's compelled. I don't know what that means. I can move again. Yeah, you can.
By the Black Three.
Shit! Why didn't I hit him? Last cast off. Okay. You step... I don't know, here? And shoot this guy. And I just hope I can hit him. Ooh. I did hit him. But yes, we are standing very close together. Why are we so stupid? Oh, Tybur is looking pretty rough. Now you finish it now. You finish it.
Down you go.
You will join me, willing or not. Silent or screaming. So whose turn is it? It's Arthour. Okay, Arthour. What can you do? You just attack him. With 70%. Why not? He's flanked now. That's good. That's good. Leto's turn. Onslaught. Yeah. Kill that guy. Elegant, it's your turn. You go this way and attack T-Sky. Ooh, why are you making so much damage? Oh, because of your tattoos, I think. Ooh, pretty cool power. Pretty cool power. That hurt. That had to hurt. Feryok's turn. Finish him! Ziobe, finish him! Your work was remarkable, friend. My thanks. The psychic battlefield fades, and the real world asserts itself. You return to the fifth eye. No fettles anymore. That's good. It was fun. I liked these fights, but they could be more tactical. Is it truly over? I almost can't believe it. He pauses and concentrates. No. The cloud has lifted, I can see. His eyes are bright. The city of Sargus Cliffs, indeed. Perhaps the world owes you a great debt. Pity you won't ever be able to collect on it. It's enough that we know, my friend. Come now. Doesn't the day seem brighter already? Well, no. I haven't been outside. You know what I'd like? Another drink. All the celebration I need. Coming right up. Feriok pours a round of tall, dark drinks, and they float smoothly through the air to you. She inclines her head gravely to you. You have our tremendous gratitude, friend. Indeed, I cannot stress the enormity of this enough. We will tell others of your deeds, whether or not you want this. Cheers. Then the party begins! I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. I'm coming up, I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. I'm coming up, you better. Everybody's waiting for me to arrive. Sending up a message to all of my friends. And my Mercedes Benz. Okay. That was weird.
Making a note.
Gained 40 XP. Woo! We leveled up. Okay, Elegon, you level. Extra effort. Stat plus edge he already has. Skill. Maybe some skill that we need for him. Smashing stuff. Okay, maybe no skill for him. Let's increase his might stat pool. He was very good in the fight. And 1 intellect. Confirm. And Eritis, you gain an edge. And you gain. Might is his skill, isn't it? Gain. Yeah. It's 2 might. Yes, you gain more might. Might edge. Edge badge.
Way better than I was before.
Yes, way better. Puh, beautiful. Auf jeden, Chiroxy, auf jeden. Wassers Leben. So. Adversary deed. Now, do we have anything more to do here? Yes, I should get my cloak on. Get your cloak on. Get your cloak on. Get your cloak on, girl. 3 physical plus 4. 3 physical plus 3. Max 9. Light weapon bonus 15.
Little thing, isn't it?
Wait. Medium melee. Light melee. Okay. What can he do? He can use melee weapons. And he's not trained in any other. Okay. 3 physical plus max plus 4. 3 physical, max. Max plus 4, max plus 9? And the light weapon bonus. No, we will keep this. This is for sale. Okie dokie. Let's talk to all the people again and then get out of the Fifth Eye Tavern. Okay, Sir Arthur. Are you again? Are you again here? Questions for the Numenera. Again. World. Again. Farewell. Theboros. The hero of the hour. He raises his glass and swallows a sizable amount, apparently in your honor. You have turned the unlikely into a reality, and for that you have my thanks. What can you tell me about the adversaries? His eyes narrow and he leans in close. I don't want to talk them up. It's important to understand that they are not unbeatable, that they are not immortal. They are tough, hells yes, but they can be stopped. He leans back. That said, what are they? You've heard of spirits being of pure thought? That's what they are. Except that they are more like living hate, like every nightmare of fear that you can't escape, a vortex of despair. And that's why we fight, because they are poison. Tell me about yourself. About the fifth eye. Okay, Ziobe. Her glass rises off the table of its own accord. You have done a great thing, though none may ever know it. Know that I and my friends hold you in high regard. What was that eye in your head? The damage is done, I suppose, and there's no harm in you knowing now. Though I'll thank you to keep my secret. I'm Mlox, a machine mind in a human body. The Mloxen are quiet and friendly for the most part. We want to be left alone like you. And here, among my friends, I can be like you. I can be useful. But if you don't mind, I'd rather not talk about it much further. It's considered impolite among my people. Tell me again about yourself. Okay. Dhama. The Dhama just done. I am forever in your debt, friend. Forever. He clasps your hand and you notice that the haunted look has left his eyes. For the first time in ages, it feels as though a dark cloud has lifted. You have done wonderful things for us, for the city. They'll never know. But you're a true hero. What? I acquired a bonded item. These pieces of equipment are powerful Numenera artifacts that go in the bonded equipment slots on the inventory screen. When equipped, they fuse directly to your skeleton, nervous system, or organs, providing insignificant positive effects, but their invasive nature can also produce negative effects. You can equip up to 2 bonded items at once. If your concentration skill is at the novice level, both items inflict their negative effects. If trained, negative ignored for the first, specialized, no negative. Inability locked up. Okay. We can't believe that we are free at last. He reaches under the table and pulls out a strange-looking device. Here, he says. Take this, you've earned it, and more. Shadow Step. Plus 50 movement speed, plus 2 speed pool, plus 1 damage per effort applied, max plus 6 in direct attacks. But 2 might pool minus. This set of brown spikes look like the roots of a plant. A pleasant flowery smell, accompanied by a gentle warmth surrounds them. When placed against the user's feet, they take root, driving themselves into the flesh. Once planted, they allow one to move more swiftly, as if the spikes give their user a boost with each step. Useful. Tell me more about yourself. Fifth eye. Nature of the fifth eye. History. People here. How you came here. That's all for now. Farewell.
I'm going.
Okay, Leto. What's up? Huh?
Coming.
Where am I? Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck, man. Yeah, now I'm not stuck anymore.
Here I come.
Here I am. Rocking like a hurricane. The hero of bright future returns. The cloud has lifted, friend. Thanks to your help, the strands are more clear than they have been for a long time. Now, what answers do you seek? Tell me about yourself again. About your colleagues. My party members. Tibir. Arthour. Elegan. Farewell. Theriok. I'm glad that malaise is gone. One less poison in the world. Thanks for your help, by the way. Again about this place. Psychic powers. Okay, bye-bye, Shiroxy. I'm also planning to finish here after we stepped out of the Fifth Eye Tavern, so you're not missing much. See you again maybe tomorrow at 19 o'clock. 19:30. 7:30 p.m. 19:30 Uhr, nicht 19 Uhr, 19:30 Uhr, eine halbe Stunde nach hinten verschoben. So läuft das jetzt. Adios, Shiroxy, wenn du Lust hast. Mua. Schönen Tag. Ich möchte mehr saufen. I want to drink lots more. We started with the black ichor. Let's drink the pink sludge. He raises an eyebrow and a heavy glass veers over to the tap. The tap opens, filling the glass with an effervescent pink slop, and the glass drifts over to you. Theriok dusts off his hands theatrically, though they never touched your glass. He grins. Drink carefully. Don't overdo, but you have already quaffed it. It is thick and flavorless, but its effects are fast-acting. Your muscles seize, including your heart. Death snatches you so abruptly that you hardly notice the transition. But I'm still standing.
Can't die.
Huch! Whoopsie daisy. I can't say I expected you back so soon. Anything changed? I know. Nothing new. Okay.
On it.
But Saria, maybe we can talk about something? Ah, the ghostly woman in the Fifth Eye, of course. Farewell.
I'm going.
Okay, then, well, let's get back. Let's get back to bed, boy. Oh, no, let's get this way. This is the way out. Boom, chakalaka. Yeah, no, I'm dead.
You're back. Adventure awaits. Somewhere.
Okay, that was worth it. Theriok. Well, it really wasn't. But another drink. Oh, no. He stutters for a moment, his entire body jerking in and out of reality for a moment. You're alive? I mean, of course. You're alive! Welcome back! What can I do for you? Give me now the grease cutter. He wrinkles his nose. Really? On your own head, I suppose. He concentrates and a bottle floats over to the tap. The fluid spills into the bottle and you hear it hiss. The bottle floats to you and you can see the liquid inside is thin and oily. It smells like talc, the infectious runoff from a pairing between flesh and machine. It smells like a trash-eating lark gorged itself on rotten fruit and lost control of its bowels. You hold your nose and down it. Say what you will about the smell, the drink packs a powerful wallop. You lose control of your motor functions and stagger briefly. Colors flash across your eyes and for a moment, everything becomes unbearably funny. Just before a wave of utter sadness wipes all thoughts of laughter from your mind. On its heels come rage, lust, all the emotions of the human condition condensed into a perfect jewel-like moment. Then it shatters. You're lying on the floor in a pool of your vomit. I am dazed. Until the next time the party sleeps. I'm glad I did it now and not before I fought the adversary. Okay, thank you.
You've got it.
Now, only some things to do. Talk to Clarion and look what they are doing here. Yeah, I don't know if I did well with Almas. Okay, he's
Of course.
not useful. Woohoo! The tide is high. Well, there she is. The veteran still won't listen to me. She lowers her voice, but my allies in the endless battle need their help. Will you talk to them for me? Tell me about yourself. What is the endless battle? What side are you recruiting for? And can you tell me any more about these veterans? Let's talk about the merits of conflict. Let's see if we want to help her recruit the veterans. Oh, Clarion, don't walk away. Girl, what have I done?
Making a note.
You will have my gratitude, and a generous reward if you can succeed in this, friend. She begins to point. At the bar, you see Leto, the woman clad in desert robes. Behind the bar, Fariok. At the table there, Ziobe. She lowers her voice again. With the Ziobe, you see Theboros. He is older, but he has great experience. She indicates the final target with her chin. And then the crowning piece, Dhama. He's their leader. Anything more? Okay. Let's talk to all of them and tell them not to join the endless battle. Ha ha! Joke's on you, Clarion. Oh, you have shown your You have shown your mettle in this world, yet I remain unconvinced that my presence is necessary at the endless battle. My place is clouded to me. I doubt my survival and the survival of my friends. She gazes at her hands. What if I offered you the gift of prescience instead, and remained here? A certain moment lies squarely in your future. All your threats lead to it, not all of them depart. I'd accept your gift. A wise choice.
I'll remember that.
Her deep eyes center on you, and they flash. You are drawn into her prophecy, and for a brief moment you see the world as she does, a wonderful, terrifying tapestry of possibility. You do not see lives, you see glowing lines, interwoven and disappearing into a haze. You know that you see only a small portion of the truth, and yet you must interpret it. But it fades before you, and the details slip out of your memory. Damn. Wait. She leans forward and whispers in your ear, a word that you cannot remember or understand, but it settles into your mind, tethered to your consciousness. Betrayal looms in your future, cast-off. You will do battle against yourself, and when you struggle to maintain your sanity, you will remember the word. That is all. Okay. Farewell. Fariok! Karen needs her help. She's looking for the endless battle. Ha! No way. This bar is my life and I've done my time. I've got no interest in fighting for people I don't know, for a cause I don't believe in. You go right ahead, but count me out. He pauses for a moment, lost in thought or communion. You know what? Maybe you could convince Clarion to take her recruiter act somewhere else. If you want to, I mean. But really, what she's doing and what she's thinking is pretty offensive. Okay. Theboros. Got to tell you, it's a real burden of my mind to get the word out of there. Not many people could contain... Got to tell you, it's a real burden of my mind to get the word out of there. Not many people could contain it, so I'm trusting you. Else, humanity here in the Protectorate is trusting you. Be mindful of your duty. It's a heavy weight, but I think you're up to the task. You and I, we're part of the same story now, eh? Hope you make yours a good one. Would you want to join the endless battle? Convince me. You owe me? Farewell. Ziobe, do you want to?
Making a note.
I'm through with war. Finished. I want nothing more to do with conflict. I have served my time. My colleagues might help you, but I refuse. Don't ask again. Dharma! Initiative of the bloom. Endless battle?
Remember that.
He sighs and looks around the bar. You were a true champion for us. You had no obligation to help us, but you did. I should return the favor. Alright, I go. Clarion knows where to find me when she needs me. Okay, let's try to convince Theboros. I'm not sure I want to... convince anyone to go with Clarion. Intimidation. Yeah, Elegant is much more intimidating, isn't he?
Making a note.
Fine. Fair enough. Hope the pay's worth something. Hope there's a chance for glory. Tell her I'm in. Until then, I'm here. Okay. So... Okay.
At last!
Okay, so okay. Clarion! Get the hell out of here! Leto will not come. Sia would have been a worthwhile addition, but no matter. We will make do without her. Ziobe, no. A pity. She is strong and wise. Perhaps the others are willing to test themselves. Theriok refuses to leave. He has not been the same since his last battle. His powers seem to have changed, but he has not become noticeably stronger. No great loss. I'm done recruiting now. Whoa! Hey, I didn't want them to go.
I'm ready to learn something.
No! No. We will reload. I didn't want that. I do not want this. No. So I guess I shouldn't try to intimidate Theboros. And neither do I want to convince him. And that's way too easy, so I won't do that.
Why not?
Ziobe does not want. And we talked about that. Good. Okay.
On my way.
Clarion, fuck off, girl. No Leto. No Ziobe. No Theriok. Let's talk about something else. You are not wanted here. I have been not wanted in many places. Yet somehow I never left except of my own accord. It is a pity I aroused discomfort in them, but perhaps they should examine what that is, why that is. Do they fear a new challenge? Let's shed some of your motherfucking blood. Oh shit. I have to sleep anyway, so... For the first time, she seems discomfited. Would you? You wouldn't. They have a strict prohibition against physical violence here. They won't let you touch me. Would they? She studies your face and shoots a glance at the assembled patrons. They are studiously ignoring the both of you. Studiously, though you can feel their focus.
I think I'm ready to try something.
Alright, if that's how they feel, I'll leave. I don't need any trouble. Please. Please accept my apologies. She walks hurriedly to the door, determined not to break into a run. I think... Yeah, I did this the first time I played it. I think I convinced them to join the Endless Battle. But now that I know more about this game and... Clarion... I just want to do something different this playthrough, so... No. You will stay here.
I am the very soul of action.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Farrak, happy? Never thought we'd see the end of that Clarion. I appreciate it. More to the point, we all do. The noise she was putting off was fouling the psychic space in you. So thanks, friend. Okie dokie. This was the 5th Eye Tavern stream, I guess. Because we haven't done anything else. See you next time. It's 1 o'clock. Nice. See you tomorrow at 19:30. If you want to watch. We will play Gothic 2, The Night of the Raven. Die Nacht des Raben. Gothic 2, Die Nacht des Raben, morgen auf Deutsch. Am Montag. Von 19:30 bis 22 Uhr. Bis dahin. 5th Eye done. So. 5th Eye. Oder auch so. Adios. See you then. Bye bye. Love you.